Hello my fellow toasters, this is Rockets here, and today I'm going to show you the cheapest plane possible by normal plane rules. So, what is a plane? Well, as I define a plane, it is a plane that is one piece. There's nothing that detaches out of it, so you can't throw this on there and then eject this. That doesn't count as a plane. That counts as a plane mock-up. It has to have a fuel tank, an engine, and, well, if it's a jet plane, a small circular intake, and if it's can be a rocket plane, then just no fuel tank. Or circular intake, I should say. And another thing is, it has to have a part that normally generates lift, other than just drag. This generates lift. This does not generate lift. You got the memo? Good. And everything that, other than electricity, that doesn't fuel the engine can go away, but if it does, or is the fuel that powers the engine, then it has to be at its max. So you can't just be like, oh, it can fly around, because it's got some liquid fuel, so it could probably fly around for a couple seconds, and if it's cheaper than yours. No, it has to be at max. So in this case, no monopropellant's fine, no oxidizer's fine, but max liquid fuel. So that's this plane, and let's take it for a test drive. Yeah, okay. Test drive is on its way. Okay, now you might be thinking, well, why couldn't you just do a rocket plane? Well, I do have a rocket plane. It's not very good of a rocket plane, and it doesn't go very far, but it's a rocket plane nevertheless. So let's just watch this thing power up. And I'm using all the cheapest parts and everything and whatnot. So that's good. Let's go that way. And as you can see, it is a fully fledged plane. It flies around just fine and dandy, although it does need some help sometimes. Like if you don't want to crash, you might want to like pull up a bit more or go a bit faster. It's not the #1 best plane in the world, but it's not the number infinity worst plane in the world. I can say that much. It can't turn very well without actually making the plane go in that direction. Come on, go up. I said up. That is not up, that is down at an angle. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's fly by the tower. Hey tower, how you doing, brah? Zoom. So now landing this is a little more difficult. It's basically just go retrograde and hope you live. That is basically all this plane is when it comes to stopping. Stop, 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 stop. Please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. Okay, I know if you're a good pilot, you can land that just fine, but I'm not a good pilot, so that's okay. So let's just go into the second plane, which I call a rocket plane, and is the cheapest plane I could make. I was still following the rules of it being a plane. I'll go. Okay, guys, this is the cheapest rocket plane ever by standard rocket plane rules. It is $923,000, or just 923 kerbucks. So, as rocket plane rules is the same thing as a normal plane rules, except that it doesn't need an air intake. So, monopropellant still can be gone, though oxidizer has to be there now all the way up. And it also still has to have that winglet, which is right there. You might be thinking, but that is built, but that's inside, so it doesn't count. I'm going for cheapest, not most authentic cheapest. And besides, let's just pretend that we spent that extra $25,000 or just 25 kerbucks into making this actually create lift. So let's just pretend that, and let's pretend that this was meant to create lift, but it costs 25 kerbucks more. Okay? Does that work for you? It should. So let's go. Now this has a bit of a higher power to weight ratio than that. Now honestly, I used to be using monopropellant, but because the engine was so much cheaper, but the fuel tank was just too expensive, and so I switched. So let's just do that much throttle. That much throttle is just good enough. Let's actually go full throttle. There you go. Now it's working correctly. And now I can cut it down to just below it, like 91. And as you can see, it is working marvelously. I can fly around just beautifully. And oh, it's so good. Yeah, let's see, watch there. See? It provides lift. I mean, sure, it's not the best at providing lift, but boy, do I tell you, it provides lift. And see, it's using a power to weight ratio of less than 1, so you know this has to be because of lift. Yeah, lift. Okay. Yeah. Although you might want to save your fuel a bit to land, since that's probably a priority of yours. And I did not save enough fuel. But you get the point. As you can see, I beat both Veyos and CT Jet by both the cheapest plane ever. That, it was just my monopropellant attempt. I can delete that. Just by both the cheapest plane ever, which was like that, and somehow managed to work, to a cheapest rocket plane ever. Now you might be thinking, well, CT Jet never showed his price tag for the cheapest plane ever, so it could have been a lot cheaper than yours. And I'm just like, no, because by the standard plane cheapity rules, which are those, that is the cheapest you can get with the least number of parts. Okay, make sure to keep that toast burnt, and I'll see you.